Snowboarding, one of the most popular winter sports, and these snowboards are made right here in Pennsylvania, and we'll watch it all happen. Hello everyone, I'm Don Jacobs, Montage Ski Resort behind me. As all of the ski resorts in NEPA prepare for snow and snowmaking, we're gonna go wild with Discover NEPA talking about snowboards. Nick Gilson and Austin Royer started a company years ago, Gilson Snow. We're going to get a tour from Austin.
We are a ski and snowboard brand, and we manufacture most of our own goods here in Pennsylvania to get people out on the mountain, go out there and exploring the snowy winter times of Pennsylvania and all across the country. We started way back 12 years ago now, and we started in, actually of all places, Nashville, Tennessee, where my business partner Nick and I met as teachers. So we were both middle school science teachers. We did a lot of hands-on stuff in the classroom and decided that our second year teaching that we wanted to have a year-long project for our students, and thought it was only fair if we had a project as well. So we revisited an idea Nick had when he was in middle school of a three-dimensional snowboard base design, and just went to work on designing a snowboard. Gave us an excuse to go out and test it as well, and really brought our classroom along with the journey. Went out and tested it in January of that year, and it was absolutely terrible. Like most first tries of products are. And our take two on the year actually worked really well and had a lot of promise. So we had a couple iterations from there and went from a basement / classroom in Nashville up to my dad's wood shop / barn that we converted for a little bit, and just kept progressing from there.
So you had a fire in 2022.
Yep.
Moved into a new building here in Selinsgrove.
Yeah, absolutely. The fire definitely was a bit of a gut wrench for us, but gave us a chance and forced us out to say, okay, now that you know all that you know about manufacturing, what are you going to do differently next time? How are you going to set up the flows and the materials and just do it better than you were able to do it the first time? Snowboards are definitely the majority of our business, but we also make skis. We're continuing to add on products and design and manufacture.
So we're going to get a tour?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll show you around, show you the ins and outs, and maybe you can get some sawdust on your fingernails.
Sounds good.
I like to think of our wood cores as our heart and soul of our snowboards. And what gives it our flex, our playfulness on the mountain, and our durability as well. And we use almost exclusively Pennsylvania poplar for those cores. And what this is basically the very raw section of our core. So we actually work with some local manufacturers that make cabinets, and they face glue a bunch of wood together for us so that we can then resaw them into blanks and make into our final snowboard cores. Now, after we get the sidewalls cut in there, it goes back onto our CNC, and this is where we're going to mill out all of our components. So this is where we'll shape our three-dimensional base technology as well as the insert pack, and then it'll cut it out to shape.
Oh, wow.
So that's what's going on here. This has been a fun project of mine. Woodshop's probably one of my favorite rooms to work on. We took core production when we first started. We were at like 2 hours to produce one core. We've slowly evolved it over the years, and now with this new factory and this new piece of equipment, we can do it an entire core profile in about 6 minutes.
Oh, jeez. That's awesome. I can't wait to see what comes out.
Yeah, so it's bindings holes right now. Then it'll switch to our soft edge, and then it'll do our cutout. So now it'll do cutout real quick, and then that's the last step.
I like how it goes back, it rethinks it, comes back up and does another set.
All right. So then we have a product. Once we pop it out of the mold here, whoop, see, we have our core.
No kidding. The holes for the binding.
Yep. Then we have our three-dimensional soft or Gilson edge technology, and our insert packs all ready to go.
Awesome. One machine.
Yep, one machine. Yeah, it'll actually go back on this machine 3 different times. So goes sidewalls, the base profile, and then we'll do one last one where we're thinning out the nose and tail to give us our flex profile. But there you can see the the mirroring of Pennsylvania poplar and our urethane sidewalls.
Nice.
All right, so here we have Matthew. He's taking all the snowboard components now. You know, we have our wood core in front of us, we have our base material, our top sheets underneath, and we're assembling it like a big sandwich so that we can put it all together. So right now what he's doing is he's laying down a layer of what we call VDS, which is basically a flexible bond layer between our hard metal edge and our flexible fiberglass. And that just helps create a really good bond so you're out there riding on the mountain, it doesn't fall apart, and stays really strong for lots and lots of years. And that's how one of the reasons that we're able to offer that, you know, pretty long manufacturer's warranty of 5 years.
Fiberglass is then put on the soon-to-be snowboard. We, of course, have skipped a lot of steps along the way, but we're getting close to the finish line.
This is an example, one that's just come out of the press. You can see that it has, you know, mostly a snowboard shape at this point. We'll unveil it with the top graphic, and then we'll send it out to the customer. So we'll go there next.
Like I said, there's a lot of steps to making a snowboard, and after they are inspected, they get waxed and covered for travel.
Right now we have a piece of transfer tape on top, and this is just a protective layer. So we'll unroll this, and then you get to see that final graphic and what that poplar core looks like in the final product.
Let's do it.
And here you can see this is one that has a core that has a little bit of character in there. Yeah. Poplar's one of those fun species that is not a super uniform color.
I like that though.
So you get to see some of that natural character come through the wood.
You probably spend a lot more time in the office than you do out here right now.
Yeah, usually by the time I come out here, there's an issue and I'm fixing the issue, not doing the...
Look at this.
The cool stuff.
It is real cool. Shiny. There's the holes that you drilled before. Oh, yeah. I like that design.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Oh.
We call this our duel, so it, you know, it's a bit of play on, you know, nature fighting back, and the combination of both technology and you know, the natural world too. So you can see the bird fighter jet.
Hold that there for me. That is just awesome. Austin, thank you for the tour.
Absolutely.
Good luck with your company in Selinsgrove.
Well, thank you, appreciate it.
And I'm telling you, right before our very eyes, this is awesome. Very awesome. And for this episode of Go Wild with Discover NEPA and every other episode of Go Wild with Discover NEPA, you could see it at discovernepa.com, or you could subscribe on YouTube.